gonna short like me? Look what Michael Burry had to do. He had to go to Goldman Sachs and ask for insurance on bonds. You think they get that call every day? Well, I had to short exotic currencies. You think it was easy? All right, we got to look at Roblox right away. Roblox down, only down 19% now. It was down more earlier. Early bird gets the worm. It bounced pretty hard here from 52 to 62. Of course, was 73 the other day, 74. Yeah, I guess it had been up a lot. Right on the terminal. You want me to stop what I'm doing and give you personal advice on your trade? Is that what you want right now? Well, Godel is a lot cheaper than Bloomberg. Better yet, but it will be. Okay, so Roblox cash flow for 12 months. Cash flow from operations, 822. Year before was 458. They actually have a lot of CapEx. Jesus Christ. They own, I guess, their own servers. So 53 times cash flow. Still really strong, up 32% year over year. It's actually not a bad valuation, to be honest. Oh, wow. So they lost DAUs. That's strange. Huh. They had 88.9 million DAUs in Q3, and then that dropped by 4 million, so they lost 4 million users. And people played less hours in Q4. I don't know if there's a back to school thing there. So mistaken on back to school. I gotta check that out. You're not. This is the first time they've had a user decline. That's really scary. It might also be the first time they've had less people play. This was a bad quarter, even though revenue was up a bunch. They've had a couple of times. At least one time where that's once, twice. Okay, so they've twice had a quarter-over-quarter DAU drop, but seems like it's pretty rare. The average user plays the game around 200 hours a quarter, so that's around 2.5 hours a day. Yeah, I've always been a Roblox fan. It's an amazing company. Yeah, I know there's some criticism. Yeah, I guess, they've had slowdowns before. They're managing the business, I think, relatively well. I'm not sure the stock is cheap enough to buy. I've always had a soft spot for these guys. They built such a great company. Oh, look at 𝗧𝗍. Yeah, 𝗧𝗍 is up a bit. BBAI also still up. A lot of momentum in the market. A lot of momentum. Meme shorts are paying out pretty well. Bit of a bumpy road in a few of them, but mostly smooth sailing. Who's LRTX? So Vepdegastrant is Arvinas's main drug. They are partnered with Pfizer on it. The results are coming out soon. It's a so-called PROTAC, which is this weird bifunctional molecule. One arm of the molecule kind of grabs onto a protein of interest. The other arm of the molecule kind of forces the ubiquitinization of that protein, which leads to its destruction. It's kind of like a tag. It's like almost like a laser-guided missile or a tag. It tags it so the body goes and degrades it. So that's called a PROTAC. It's kind of a new way of doing medicine, if you think about it. In the past, we've just blocked the active site of an enzyme or a protein. And now, instead, this PROTAC will actually tag the enzyme for complete destruction, which is pretty cool. It's a really good idea. And for cancer, I think that's even cooler because, in cancer, you really don't want any of that enzyme signaling if you can help it. Now, I still think have some issues. PROTACs are really big molecules. What if they bind to other targets? There's all kinds of little PK issues. So, we'll have to sort of take it one step at a time from the data. The ticker is ARVN Arvinas or Arvinas. So Vepdegastrant binds with one arm to the estrogen receptor, and the other arm, like I said, tags the protein for degradation. So the estrogen receptor is overactive in breast cancer. Yeah, so it's a good question. I think the way I would look at it is reading if they have a JMedChem paper. And I'd like to look at the mechanism of other SERDs, because as you mentioned, like the other drugs in this space, if I'm not mistaken, they also degrade the receptor. That's why they're called SERDs. So we definitely want to see, what is the comparative advantage, if any. And it could be in those ESR mutations, the estrogen receptor mutants. that have overactive breast cancer, really vicious disease. So hope this works. It's really hilarious. I have a portfolio looking at all these advanced drugs and technologies, and then I'm short. Let me read out the stuff I'm short in a second. So, but yeah, we're long all these complicated companies, really cutting edge stuff, analyzing quantum computing, learning quantum computing just to see if we want to invest in it or bet against it. Dealing with major companies, renting quantum computers from IBM, you know, really furrowing our brow, trying to figure out the latest trends in technology and science and medicine. And then I have a portfolio where I'm short Trump. This is Trump coin. Bonk. Bonk is a thing that goes bonk. Peanut, that's the famous squirrel that died. God rest his soul. Whiff, which of course is dog with hat. It has a dog, it's a dog, and then it's with the hat. Okay. And then we've got Melania token, needs no introduction. Then we have the S&P 6900, which you may not be familiar with. That is better than the S&P 500 because 6900 is bigger than 500. And I think that S&P 6900 will one day surpass the S&P 500, even though it's not a real thing. Then I'm short something called POPCAT. Then I have something called Fartcoin. Fartcoin is a core short of mine. It has been doing very well for me, which is very poorly for everyone else. I am then short something called AI16Z, which is a riff on the great venture capital company A16Z, but not authorized by them and made by some rando and now being forced to change their name. The next one I'm short is called Gotius Maximus, which was allegedly made by an AI. The next token I'm short is called Vine, which has nothing to do with the actual Vine owned by Twitter. The next one is called Act1, which is some AI weird thing. I shorted that. Something called Turbo, which I don't know a lot about. Something called Mew, which is cat in a dog's world. Then I'm short Moodang. And then finally, my last short, my smallest one, is called BOME, or Book of Memes. So that's my portfolio. That's my long short. No, I'm going to keep shorting till they go to zero. I don't really close these things. I mean, I might close something if it drops enough. But I think it's over for most of these meme coins because there's more supply hitting the Solana market. So I know of at least 2 or 3 big celebrity coins coming out very soon. So like people are going to have to sell something to make room to buy those coins. And this is how meme coins work. You know, they have to go down. This is kind of going to be like one of my best short theses ever. So basically, here's the meme coin. Okay, let's call this meme coin 1. And it goes parabolic. Exciting, right? Well, the problem is meme coin 2 sees this. It doesn't cost anything to make a meme coin. So he says, me too. Now the problem here is, let's say you have these two, right? But let me draw you the net amount of money, okay? The net amount of money in meme coins I'm going to do in bright red, maybe 7 point, okay? So this is the net amount of money in meme coins. It tracks the first one because there's only one out. But now the second one comes out. Does this make sense to you guys? So you have this. Okay. Then the market can withstand 2 of them. But now, you know, another guy, Indian guy, says, you know what, I'll make a meme coin. This is easy. And his meme coin isn't as funny. The meme isn't as cool. I'm not picking on India for any specific reason, by the way. I'm going to just use that as an example. So he comes out with this meme coin. But the problem is this meme coin tricks this guy into selling because he wants to get the 100x in that meme coin. So this guy goes down a little bit. And this guy goes down a little bit. Well, this guy, I'll say he's in Malaysia. And he says, I'll make a meme coin. And his meme coin is fire. Okay, cool. But when his meme coin comes out, this guy's meme coin drops because people want the fire meme coin. Same thing, let's say, with this guy. And just for randomness, let's say the black meme coin still goes up. That's because, things are random sometimes. But now what happens to the red line? This is the aggregate meme coin value. It takes a big leap up here when the blue one comes out. But it has to stop going up because there's only so much money that'll go into meme coins. Let's say it reaches a peak here. Every new meme coin that comes out, say a new one comes out this day, what's going to happen to the black guy? Black guy's going to drop. Unless new money pumps into the system, at some point it's saturated. People just only want to gamble so much before, and it's a net. All these are down 90%. So unless people are gluttons for punishment, they give up and they go gamble somewhere else in the stock market, other cryptos, perps. There's plenty of things they can gamble on. And eventually this go down, and this is what happened with NFTs. Same exact thing happened with NFTs. Listen, when it comes to trading, I've said this many times, you have to figure out a way to get the trade. And that's part of shorting, is having a broker network and a bunch of people who can execute for you. You want to short like a mastermind, the Swami, the genie? You want to short like me? Oh, you better rack your brain. Look what Burry had to do. You saw the stupid movie. He had to go to Goldman Sachs and ask for insurance on bonds. You think they get that call every day? They don't get that call every day. You had to go do special meetings. Well, I had to short exotic currencies. You think it was easy? You know what kind of bit I had to do to go through to short in Korea? They put me on a list. If I set foot in Korea, they're coming for me. I had to register with the government. They said, why, Mr. Shkreli, you want to short a Korean stock? I said, I see. I just told you that you can go in the paid channel in Godel, and I'll tell you more explicitly. But like I said, you have to figure it out yourself. This is like asking, it's like asking somebody for their trade secrets. A good short seller, let me let you in on the big money making. Let me let you take some of my money. All right, we promised we'll look at Arvinas. We can look at Astra too, if they reported this morning. No shortage of work to do. All right, so we have to do this deep dive in Arvinas because they have data coming soon, which is a binary event. Got to look at a bunch of stuff here. It's going to take a while, probably many, many hours. You guys asked for it, so you will get it. So I'm not going to answer too many questions about other stocks while I'm doing this because this is a lot of work. So how do you go about this? Well, I go to PubMed. I'm going to type in Arvinas just to see the kind of papers they've written. Yeah, I'd be surprised if intranasal oxytocin worked. I once licensed that. Interesting molecule. Interesting target, I should say. Vepdegastrant. This looks like probably cancer, prostate cancer, but okay, so here's a paper from Arvinas on PROTAC for the androgen receptor, which is what goes haywire in prostate cancer. I think Novartis licensed that from them. And then you have the Lilly drug. This is going to help us for Lilly too, because I've been curious why Lilly's imlunestrant is interesting. Just searching for Arvinas is a little bit fraught because nowadays in the conflict of interest statement, there's a gigantic amount of disclosures. So if you ever did a clinical trial for a company, you show up in there. So there's camizestrant. We actually have a little oncology section here with breast cancer. What was the first generation SERD? Wasn't that a Vista? I don't know what stocks will go up on any given day, or, there's a lot of work still going on in ProTax. Did not exit QC short, still very excited. Oh, market's open. Slammed on this short though. All right, maybe we see this stock is down. Let's go. What a crazy stock IonQ is. Will be up like 10% and then 20 minutes later it's down. In Korea, you had to register to short sell. They put you on a list. They're like, hey, these are the guys who want to bet against our economy. I shorted Samsung Biologics. Man, that was a mistake. I shorted Celltrion too. That proved to be a mistake. Those are like commercial shorts. There was an interesting arbitrage there years ago with Hospira and Celltrion. Pfizer now owns Hospira. But these are the early days of biosimilars. And it wasn't that clear that it was going to be that exciting of a business, but it's become a pretty good business, I think. How's my Merck doing? Lousy. I think Palantir is going to probably trade back to 90. It gets overheated like this, and then you get another chance to buy it. One of my guys in my office is like, I'm holding it for the long term. I said, that's a Hall of Fame baggy quote right there when you say that. I say it's going to go down soon. I'm holding it for the long term. So you mean you're okay taking the loss right now because you'll recover from the loss later. You know, there's opportunity cost. If there is no loss, then you're wrong about that. You got a problem. Yeah, it's a developer / baggy. So, you know, they make a fortune as developers and then they play the market and it doesn't go as good. VKTX, man, what a dog. Roblox still recovering. I'll look at Oklo, I promise. All right, calm down a little bit. Memecoins getting slaughtered. Yeah, I think this tends to happen before a crash, by the way. You get these wild, the market's very unstable. Again, you know, I've been bearish for a little bit, and I'm never like a macro guy. I hate trying to predict macro. I don't think it's worth trying to predict the macro. I don't think I'm good at it. I think most people who think they're good at it are not good at it. You know, my first PC was a 486, IBM 486. No, there's no conjugal visits in federal prison unless you're looking for that. How should I put this nicely? Brotherly love. Can't believe the president made a meme coin. Reuters asked Eric Trump about it because they did a little investigation. They said most people have lost money on it, hundreds of thousands of people, and they were just like, he's like, we're proud what we've achieved in crypto. I mean, it's not their fault that the token went up a lot and then came back down. So I'm not blaming anybody. That's the nature of meme coins. It's literally just kind of how they work. Yeah, he has learned to shut up, which is great. I think it's a self-confidence thing, honestly. Even though the president is probably one of the most confident people, probably one of the most confident people in the world, it's still, everybody wants to be liked on the world stage. And you saw his tweet where he was like, everyone wants to be my friend. And this is an 80-year-old man talking about everybody wants to be my friend. Still, you know, we're all human. And it's nice to be liked. It's nice to be sought after and wanted. So I think a lot of people who go into politics, they do it for the adulation. Yeah, I thought I got the automatic laser pointer. But yeah, I'll get that. I got to get a automatic litter. I am the most out of shape I've ever been in my whole life. I can't run up a flight of stairs without getting winded, so hit the gym. If it was only that easy. Just do 100 push-ups a day. No problem. Listen, when I'm busy, I focus. I focus on what I'm doing. Yeah, I hold on to ADMA. You're not a baggie if you're in a stock and you've been in a stock for a few months. You guys gotta have patience. You can't get instant gratification all the time. If a stock doubles or goes up 50% in a year, you should be really happy. If you want to have the greatest returns ever known to man, maybe you can be upset, but usually it takes a little time for a stock to work out. Yeah, if you like being an entrepreneur, it's the greatest thing ever. I mean, making money with your boys is, just can't beat it. Sorry guys, some of the meme coins are starting to really drop. The trick is, like, I don't know if I should cover or short more. Because, like, in a lot of ways, yeah, the market's imploding in your favor. Like, sometimes it makes sense to take something off the table. Sometimes it makes sense to press it. Especially in a situation where, like, look, these assets are worthless in the first place. If the market's seeing the price discovery, rebounds tend to be crazy, yeah. So you're arguing to take money off the table? Yeah. WIF used to be. Well, that's the question, is it over? Because NFTs used to be volatile too, and then they were just straight down. There were no rebounds, you know. So if this is what's, you know, isn't that QNTM stock like such a micro cap? Use the QM function. Go to terminal and type QM. You can always ask in chat as well. Type chat and hit enter, and then you could ask us in there too. It takes like a day or two learning curve to understand these financial terminals, both Bloomberg and ours, which work almost exactly the same way. But once you understand them, you'll see that you get like a 2x or 3x productivity boost. That's why Wall Street uses these terminals. You know, I know it's different from Yahoo Finance, but once you get used to the keystrokes, you'll find that you'd go twice as fast, which is a really nice thing. If you have to look at stocks every single day, all day long, you want to have the most, you know, productivity and speed. I'm trying to think if these guys went straight to phase 3 or something. There's no phase 2 data. You ever heard of POPCAT? You look it up, it's not a meme. The number one thing that shows up is not... There's better memes than this. This is a Darwinian exclusion mechanism. Short the bottom. It ain't the bottom. The bottom is 0, just like NFTs. You buying any goofy goblins or any fancy flamingos? Ooh, I got I minted the marvelous martins. There's 10,000 of them. It's unique. My dad, rest in peace, would smack me if I ever bought one of these. No son of mine is buying POPCAT. Go buy some IBM like a real man. But Dad, I want to buy unicorn fart dust. Dad, I don't want to sell my flog. Honestly, I think it's a sign of excess. We have so much freedom and so much success that we take it for granted. And, you know, that's the nature of the business cycle, right? 20 studies here of ARV 471. Buy some slumlord buildings in the Bronx like the rest of your family. Dad, I don't want to be a slumlord. I want to be a meme lord. How much cash flow is being in a meme lord? Well, there's no cash. There's crypto. We leave Albania for this? Go make meme with goat. All these tokens are just gambling. How much money do you have to gamble? That's the question. My favorite is SPX. That looks like a gigantic short. It's like completely fake. It's like all botted too. I'm not sure Chainlink makes any sense. I know they're trying. There's smart people that work there, but I try to trade around the shorts to lower my gamma. Well, the problem is that you don't know if it's going to go back up. Sorry, I meant theta. Did I say gamma? If it goes back up. How do you know it's going to go back up past the point that you... So let's say it's going from 90 to 50. In that process, how do you know when to cover? And let's say it goes from 50 to 60. You're just guessing. You might cover at 70. It goes from 50 and it bounces to 60. And then it goes to 10. So what do you do in that scenario? Right? I mean, think about how stupid this sounds. This is 90. In this scenario, you're better off just staying short, right? Here's 50 and here's 60. Nobody tells you, hey, at 50, there's going to be a bounce. Everybody, hold on. At 50 cents, it's going to bounce. Like, nobody's telling you this. And nobody tells you, oh, it's going to bounce to 60, but not 70, but not. The right trade here is short at 90, keep shorting at 70, keep shorting at 50, short more at 60, short more at 50, short more at 30, and just to have multiple positions. No, why would you get liquidated? This move should not liquidate you. This is a 20% move. If a 20% move liquidates you, that means you have this position is 500% of your portfolio. That is the only way you can get liquidated, is if this single position is 500% of your portfolio. Don't make a single position 500% of your portfolio. Yeah, so don't make a single position 100% of your portfolio. Or if you're sitting on a huge profit, so let's say it's 100% of your portfolio over here, it gets down to here, it's only 50% of your portfolio. So if it goes up 20%, I mean, you barely lost any money. If it goes all the way back up, yeah, you're going to lose all your profits. But you don't think it's going to go back all the way up. At least you don't think so. It might. But I don't think you can cover everything, and I don't think you can go long. I think you can cover a little bit. But, I didn't do a max position in Fartcoin because of these on X. I shouldn't completely ignore them. I think I am going to ride Fartcoin to 0. I mean, I don't think it's going to go directly to 0, but let's look at the liquidity pool. I think that's one of the most important things. Although there seems to be infinite liquidity. But I mean, if you drain it's 15 million in liquidity there and 5 million in liquidity there. So it's 20 million liquidity total. Then you have now it's weird. Volume 24 hours, I see a different number. As here that Fartcoin traded $600 million in the last 24 hours. And that's more than its whole market cap on once. It has to have inventory from somewhere. The only true spot inventory is here. So 20 million in liquidity on Meteora and Radium. Yeah, they have some spot on the SEX too. I understand. But if a customer wants spot on the SEX, he has to get it from, the SEX can't make Farcoin. It has to go get it in the other market. Now they can make synthetic Farcoin, sure, but they don't want to be short Farcoin. Oh, AI16Z is one of my favorite shorts. This thing has just gone down. It's down like 50, 60%. It's not up. Bear chain straight down. The VCs have to get out of this thing, right? Up only is not the current situation.